Well, hello everyone. I hope and pray that you're doing well. It's time for civic elections. I'm here by the Sportsplex. I wonder if maybe you voted already in the advance polls. I voted today because I'm not going to be around this Saturday to vote. But I was just thinking about this sense of civic and Christian duty to vote. And I think I had a sense of that instilled in me once by a World War II vet. He couldn't understand why people are willing to go across an ocean to fight for democracy, but were unwilling to cross the street to vote. And that always kind of left its mark on me. And maybe you're wondering, should Christians be involved in politics? And I'm certainly glad you asked, although you didn't, but I'm going to answer the question anyways. I really think the short answer to that question is yes, absolutely, right? I read this quote, Ken Leach, English Catholic priest, he once said these words: all Christians are political, whether they realize it or not, but especially when they don't realize it. All Christians are political, whether they realize it or not. In our weekly worship, we're looking through the Beatitudes, and we've been using some words from later on in Matthew 5, right after the Beatitudes, as kind of a charge, as a sending at the close of our worship service. I'm just going to read them from Matthew 5. You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? Or you are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden, neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on a stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify the Father in heaven. What does that kind of look like in the political scene, in the political sphere? I think Christians really need to be involved in politics because we believe in a God who cares passionately about his world and his creation and about the city, and consequently how things are run. The Bible is hugely political. It's about how God wants people to behave and act towards him and towards each other. And this involves economics, it involves the law, which are tools that are given us to help build justice. So often it's injustice that dominates God's world, and that, I think, really grieves God. And so as believers in God, we've got so much that we can offer and bring to politics. A deeper commitment to righteousness and justice and compassion, which throughout history has really actually made a difference in society. And so as a Christian, I love the fact that I get to vote, right? And I try to exercise that right, and privilege whenever I can. I do cringe sometimes when I hear believers say that they didn't vote because, it was too much trouble, or they didn't like any of the candidates, or they're just too cynical to vote, right? They didn't think it mattered. If nothing else, we've got this mandate, I think, from Proverbs 31. Where we read, "Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute. Speak up and judge fairly, defend the rights of the poor and needy." Well, that's one reason to be involved in politics and to vote. And another in Jeremiah 29 is fairly clear, where Jeremiah writes, "Seek the peace and prosperity of the city to which I have carried you into exile. Pray to the Lord for it, because if it prospers, you too will prosper. Yes, this is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, says." The peace of Christ be with you all.